light. I have a green light and now it's showing. Vintage cars. So, yeah, I've changed the title again of the stream because I wanted to. I hope this is coming good through YouTube. Anyway, I just wanted to stream some. I mean, I haven't made a video in a long time, a very long time. I thought, like, yeah, why do I not stream a bit? So let me just. It's just my channel URL. I would like to have the direct link to essentially the video at the end comes out, as because I want to use the link later on again. I need to update it or something after the stream is done. Yeah, I'm just posting quickly the link somewhere. I'll just replace it later on. It's too lazy to figure out at the moment where the exactly. I have DVR turned on, so it should give me it somewhere. Anyway, you are looking at the moment at the Madness Racing logo. I could give you the desktop. So, let me just. Yeah, so. Awesome. So, we're driving some. I've driven both of these cars already a bit. I think I should have downloaded maybe a few more vintage cars, perhaps. Let's see. Perhaps I'm just because I've driven them a bit already on this track. I mean, I have some because of basically the track that I'm going to use. A bit of driving today is. Where is it? It should be here. Subscribe to it. It's just falling off the table now. One last thing. Where are you? There's this track. Which is glorious fucking track. This is a glorious track. And, I may need to play around a bit when the game is running to get the correct settings and stuff. This should be fine fairly quickly. So at the moment still recording normally. I will quickly capture the game. Let's see. No, the game capture is not willing to capture a game. This is capture any full screen application for scaling. No, it's for some reason not detecting RF2 at the moment, which is great always. Oh. Now it detects. Shoot me to the moon sometimes with these things. Yeah, I mean, wait. I have already some historic cars that I haven't driven on this track yet. But nah, I will start with something that I've already driven just a bit before. Just quite fun already to drive. Which are these cars? Let's start with this one and see where it goes from here. But yeah, it's an 8.37 kilometer long street track, which is partially extremely narrow, and it's a fictional one. But it's very interesting. So I'm looking at the screen. You don't see my overlays at the moment. I will put them on. I can figure out how to capture them because they will be, let's say, interesting to capture because they are weird. How they are set up. They are very weird. Window capture. I hope I can grab it with that. There it is. I see the thing, but it doesn't render anything on it. Oh, how did? Okay, that was a bug. So interestingly enough, the window capture gets really confused with that window. Really confused. It can't deal with the fact that that thing is for realsies. What I could do is perhaps just do a monitor capture and hope the frame rate keeps up with that, because you can see everything. Got the frame rate in it. I don't know, it is... We do a few laps with this, we switch over to the game one and then see what is significantly worse. Because I'm capturing at 30 FPS. I haven't tried on this computer capturing 60, and now I just forgot that this car's a... I have anyway the wrong setup on the car, so let's return to the pit lane anyway. Go back to the game and capture and hope it will figure out that it's a video game. Thank you very much. So here's the setup. The only things that change is but gearing and the wing. Nothing with the suspension. I just touched the gearing and up. I still realize that I've got to... Let me think, did I actually capture my last video on this channel using my old computer, or did I use my current computer really? Like old computer hardware, because it's essentially a side graded from an FX 6300 to a Intel i5 3rd generation. Oh, that was a bit too fast. Like, you could push it so fine there. Compared to, for example, the touring car. Compared to, for example, the touring cars, which is just like, you can't push that deep with the touring cars. You need to brake as soon as you see the barrier color changing. You are on the brakes. With the Aussie Legends or the Touring Car Revival mod. I've been driving both of them on this track. The Touring Car Revival is quite dated, and the BMW Evo... Now I missed the braking. has some issues related to its gearbox, because all the touring car rival cars have 5-speed gearboxes, except the Evo DTM, which has a 6-speed. So they essentially tagged on a gear ratio. They didn't even tag on a gear ratio. I think they just used the highest gear ratio they have for this 6th gear. So essentially, when you shift from 5th to 6th, it's like shifting in an Indy car in a super speedway setup from 5th to 6th. Like, you don't change the RPM. And I still miss it. This is really painful because I drove this track a few times now. I should know this corner inside out. I've driven this corner a few times now. I can put a 2 minutes 37 into this track. But then again, I missed that turn one time around. I don't know how the AI would react if they would be let loose on this track, because it's built for league purposes, so perhaps the AI is not particularly great here. Let's brake a bit early, just to make the corner for once. I can't believe they do 24-hour races on this track. Like, that league must be insane. Also, I should shift into first for these corners. So during cornering, shifting to first, because entering in second, shifting to first. You need to enter in second because the corner tightens later. So, and you can push here very deep. This corner is very interesting because you have this first part and you really fear into running into the wall, and then you need to have this short stretch before you have the carousel winds downwards. But yeah, and the first time you drive this down here, you will brake. Like I did it a few times, so I just put it through my head that I need to stay flat. The engine note is glorious. Bit fast. There's a lot of space there. There isn't too much space here. Like, that is pretty fucking tight. I just read what Virus wrote. Yeah, I can just drift a Formula 1 car, no problem. But they're really easy to drive, these two. Like, also the march is easy. Perhaps missed the corner or two, but that is because I'm pushing these cars hard at that point. And I mean, I've took quite a lot of wing out of the car. Like, rear wing is down to 3 from 8, the base setup, and the front wing is down from 4 to 2. You see in the delta, you can really brake that later. Because it's the delta to my... Oh, nope. I shouldn't talk. It's fine, it's a vintage car. We can just knock the suspension. Totally fine. I think I've damaged too low. I don't know. Should have upped that one. It's a bit too easy to get away. But yeah, right, I'm forgetting that you guys can't see the delta. I'm an idiot sometimes. Because I can't get Sim up to work on the stream. Or at least how I've set up. I'm thinking convince it that... No. To display overlays over the game, and then it's visible. Lots of people see Steam notifications, but because I don't have too many friends, what a joke, nobody will see anything, probably. I hope so. We'll drive another lap. I think I will next take the march around this track. Or perhaps I should race the cars against each other. So I think it's weak then. I should have installed Postpaid's 312, because that thing would be... Oh god, that thing would be quite a thing to drive around here. Because these cars, they don't screw you up when you brake. Or anything. Like, sure, I've got it's a snap once and great, but you can do that with literally every car. Compare that to the 312, where essentially, well, you looked at the throttle the wrong way, it will spin you out. And never think about going at the near the throttle while cornering. Like, that corner is still just a mindfuck for me. Like, you think like, I'm going to smack in the wall, and you would say, I'm definitely going to smack in the wall, and then you don't. No, I didn't. The front corner is still just as damaged as before. Perhaps as mentally damaged as I am driving this car around this track. At a top speed of 290k. Down to seconds. Accelerating out. A bit of oversteer out of the corner. And then running up the hill. To put in a 2-minute 38. Yeah, I think I will up the damage as soon as... Let's drive another lap. Yeah, I have a drift car installed, but I'm not good at drifting, so I'm not doing that. Sorry, but I'm not drifting. And also this track doesn't, I don't think, suits drifting because of the very long straights. Like, this is the Le Mans street circuits, and I know Le Mans is a semi-permanent racetrack, where the permanent racetrack part isn't actually long straights. I know that. It has so much straightaways. And 290 hard on brakes. Just maybe a slight wall tab. We're running through the carousel. I don't know. I don't know the official names of these corners, but I call it the carousel. There's a good reason why. Or spiral. Whatever. We need to turn right quite a long time. Was quite some amount of oversteer. And now accelerating out of the final turn, the lap is way better, beating now my best ever lap on this track. At least with this car, a 2 minute 37. Do we want another one? Yeah, another one. Yeah, I mean I'm half a second already down, so perhaps we're just driving to the pit lane. I've never done this on this track. I've driven out of the pit lane a lot of times, but never into it. And judging from the final ramp up to the start-finish line, it's probably way tighter than that thing. So I'm scared. Except that I just made a positive delta again. Somehow. Like in the braking zone I wasn't gaining much. Except that is how you can throw it away quickly. So I'm back again with that. Now my HUD is displaying that I only have for the next few 4 or 5 laps. So technically 4 more because the 5 are calculated. I love that corner for some reason. Perhaps I would grab after the March a touring car. If I... Okay, now that is how you lose the delta. I mean, it was kind of announcing itself for the last few laps. Because I was always slightly oversteering a bit and locking up. Just trying my best to stop the car there, and now it got away from me. It's really fun to drive, really fun. For on track. God, how far the pin entry is over here. Because we're a historic car, we don't care about pit speed limits. Am I right, guys? 200k! Nailed it. Good to see. 2 minute 37.19. So, I wanted to drive the March because it's the new car. I don't know what's the difference between that one and that one. Probably nothing, just liveries and stuff. I don't like those Netherlands colors. So we take this here. I haven't actually tested how good the sound balance is. Oh, I haven't listened to that. Perhaps I'm way too silent while talking. Perhaps I haven't realized that. I should have looked at the other screen. I think the march is a bit less pronounced in its engine note. Yeah, they in general aren't too loud. I think I'm too loud. So let's drop myself a bit. Yeah, right, I forgot to apply setup again. Again, that's the same. Drops the wing. And show the defaults. Drops the wing and changes gear ratios, as we would otherwise top out. Well, because the long straight quote unquote through the tunnel go up to 293k. Even though with this car, when you're cornering through the fast corners there, you aren't picking up any more pace. Like, you're accelerating when you're in the straight, but as soon as you start cornering with this car, it just increases its drag. Or perhaps the chassis is just that garbage of the Smash. We need to think, there's a 1970 car, F1 cars. They go significantly faster than comparative touring cars. That came 20 odd years later. Oh yeah, right, I just thought through, I teased that I would drive the Group C here. Right, I need to do that. No, I forgot to correct first. Like, they have definitely distinct handling characteristics. Definitely very distinct in the handling. How about that off a drift? Group C will be a nightmare to fit for this track. There's a tiny, small F1 cars, no problems. Take the giant Group C car. Oh my god, that thing will be very hard to fit. I mean, even some Tirana, that's not too hard to fit around this track. It's also rather slow. It gets up to 240 max and that's it. And there's a lot of body roll while cornering. It's a bit funny. I think I've already flat spelled my fronts. This car has a bit too much brake bias towards the front. But he can't change the brake bias on the fly. So, let's do some... $290, 92, 93, and then smack into the wall twice for good measure. Yeah, right, I forgot to up the damage actually. Let's do that. I mean, the damage was pitiful on this track. Let's just expand. Show it. Yeah, I mean the damage is at 50% already, so cards are quite forgiving. Like, would the group C even fit? Like, we will answer that immediately. Like, is that a problem? No, we will immediately answer. But first, we need to go into difficulty and ram that damage multiplier up. Yeah, it's damage multiplier. Because my dashboard is cutting half of it off, so you can actually see it on the second screen better than on the main. Irony. Markov prototypes. What do we go? Go for Weep. Wait. I mean, if I go for one, I will definitely go for a certain livery, but except if I'm drawing the sub because I don't have a sub livery. Right. I don't have that one, but so. Do we go for the Dorito engine or do we go for some turbos hissing? I like some hissing, and also I have the better livery for that thing. Do I have the livery running on here? I need to quickly check if I have it on one specific car already. Because I think I created it with this computer, so I need to have it in one car at least. Just the question which one of them. The certain livery that I will be using, of course. Guess I'm a degenerate. Let's see, where are they? Oh, they Markov Group C. So it's the Handstück one. Of course I used Handstück. But of course we don't use the... Yeah, I will be of course using the Porsche, as I said. Alt and that one. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm preparing for the chat reaction to that one. Virus reaction to that one, because brilliant. Just brilliant. Of course. I hope it fits in the garage spot at least, but I think that shouldn't be the problem. As I said, I drove touring cars on this track already, so it should fit. I've driven old Australian muscle cars around this track. Definitely will fit. In terms of length, it should, at least, hopefully. See, yeah. And the long tail has some issues. I should have put the short tail on. The livery is made for both, so it works. So that's... Perhaps we should do some changes to more boost. It's the first one, very important. Oh right, I forgot something. This is something I need to think of in that mod. Where is it? Load. Please finish loading. Shift is already applied, so that's important. We're using... I'll put short wing on. It fits also on the car. Yes. Yes, we're driving this car. Actually, it says it has only 12 corners. Well, they probably aren't counting the kinks in this track, because it would be way higher than 12. So, don't need any pit stops. Fuel tank is full. Boost, we need boost. Gear ratios should be enough. The car is probably not doing 350. If I'm totally honest, I don't think it will do 350. I kind of hope it doesn't do that. On the other hand, it's Group C. Yikes. It has a pit speed limiter, so... that was my first missed gear. Will be a lot more today. If I would be driving the Sauber, that would be way easier. Because you can't miss gears in the Sauber because they set it up wrongly. Gee, let's drive 320 down here. Ah, fuck. I'm kind of very interesting on what it is doing in terms of lap times. Like, I definitely think we would do something like 2 minutes 15s, perhaps. I think I need to adjust my gear selection for corners because perhaps somehow way too high. And also I should probably avoid running into walls all the time. This car has a very much low down torque. Very turbocharged car. But stopping it for this turn is quite the challenge. Probably the brakes are getting really damn hot at that point. Except that this car's kind of built for no more, so this shouldn't really be an issue. What is kind of concerning me that my water temperature is at 100 degrees C and rising. So we'll sooner rather than later have the engine overheating light turn on. On the other hand, do I really want to actually be lapping somebody with this car? Not really. I think that was a bit too late. No, it wasn't. It actually fucking wasn't. Jesus. Oh, I should be more silent because it's late. But that was just too close. That was just way too close. Holy shit, that was glorious. Nope, that was too low of a gear. That was way too low of a gear. Gee, that was way too low. And boing. To the wall. What else can we really So I mean, we can definitely drop the wing a bit. We are already at maximum radiator size, so this is essentially just, well, we're fucked kind of deal. We can't really do anything about the radiator. The car will overheat sooner rather than later because we're using max boost to make the car go. Yeah, we just dropped above 1, nothing too major. I don't see the point dropping it too much at the moment. And also me using higher boost levels is not helping me not miss gears. Because we have way more torque going through the drivetrain, which just check. And if I don't stay inside the bulk torque number, I will miss the gear shifts. The bulk torque determines the amount of power transfer while during that I can get away with essentially power diff that the gear will still engage with. I just need to shift better. Of course I could take the ultimate weapon around this track, and I've tried it a bit, that car, but I haven't done it really yet. I think we may do it after this car. A bit too fast into that thing. I need to brake earlier for that turn. I'm still used to the braking point with the well, 70s F1 cars. I should perhaps use the braking point of the Aussie racing cars, which is for the in front of the first zebra crossing instead of the second zebra crossing. So yeah, it's something I need to pay attention to. At the end of the day, we're traveling at quite a higher rate of speed. And we have also more mass to slow down. Oh yeah, running this car at 1.5 bars of boost means it consumes about 8.5 liters a lap. It's a rough estimate, so, but I will have a number after this lap. I should so massively miss key. Stop missing. Better safe than sorry. I say I should brake before the first one, I still don't do it, but at least I still nailed the braking zone there. Let's see. A 2 minute 28 only. What if I expect the car a bit faster? Perhaps we're losing. And that was... oh, that was a failure. Like, that shit shouldn't happen. But yeah, you can definitely take a Group C car on this track. There isn't much of an issue around this. Let's see how fast the Group C car can go. Like, I don't care about anything, just make it go fast. No, seriously, make it go fast. Downforce, who cares? Let's just shoot this thing to the moon. I have a bit of fear that... well, the braking is a bit hindered. But actually under acceleration it doesn't have too much of a problem. At least out of the hairpin. So... let's see where we're heading top speed wise. 330, 340. We're about reaching the... perhaps I should lengthen the rev limiter. No, not the rev limiter, the last gear. The slight problem is the few fast corners that we have, and the medium speed will be probably negatively affected for our lower downforce. And also this braking area will be way more scarier now. And it doesn't stop! Yeah, then I could have put perhaps more brake in, but maybe it locked. Ah! I want to lengthen the last gear. Just a tiny bit. Should be enough. Gear ratios are interesting in general. Like the jump from... they are interesting, but it very much works for drivability. I could have dropped the brake mapping. It would make the car way harder to drive. But save some fuel! Oh yeah, and the fuel figure is 6.8 liters per lap. Don't ask me how it came up with that number. And this is how you lose your front bumper in one turn. Just lock the rears and turn the car into a wall. Awesome job. No, seriously, final attempt I tried to put in a flying lap with this car. Or perhaps I go just insane and let's do a race with them here. No, I want to try out how fast this... Like, I know the Sauber C11, when you give it the Le Mans straight, no downforce, and tape up the radiator, you will survive perhaps the race lap, if you're lucky. That was way too fast to corner, but yeah, it's a thing. So, whom. The sound of this thing. So, we've done these cars now. It's time to move on to perhaps something else. Oh yeah, I could do this, but it's probably very boring. This would be also fairly boring because there's nothing happening for hours. Oh yeah, I could do this. I could do this. Because sanity. A weapon of mass destruction. Yes, I could do that. And if I know correctly, I have the correct engine installed in this version. Which is saying the qualifying version. We're using some odd 1,400 horsepower. Yeah. With turbo lag till no tomorrow. This thing is the definition of insanity. I should stop quoting Far Cry 3 because it's fucking old and I've played it years ago. But yeah, let's get rolling. I mean, I could lower the wing on the car. Perhaps makes sense. Oh, I forgot something. Right, the car's too short gearbox. Oh, I need to manually widen them. This is great fun. Because we're halfway down the straight already on the rev limiter. On the other hand, this car shouldn't go too much more faster because, well, they have so much downforce that they just drag beyond belief. They're designed for that. They're essentially designed to be high drag cars, so you can at least drive them in a sensible fashion. Like if I lower that wing, it probably kills me immediately. At least they have sensible brakes in them. But I should also learn how to drive. This rocket ship 300 boost. Yeah, 352. So we're slightly faster, but at least we aren't hitting the rev limiter. drive into the wall twice in a straight. Okay, I could have gotten away with braking a bit later. Actually, this track is fairly suited to the car in one way, that the brakes, it gets hot. Have at least enough time always to cool down. Because you can see the brake disc glowing in the wheels, which is extremely cool. And the engine is dead. That's how you die. We lost every piece of the car in that collision. Like, just the understeer that sometimes happens. It's just the car didn't stop understeering there. It did just that collision. Okay, backwards. Boing. Jing. Done. Everything. Just done. Well, then let's get on with. Let's try it again. Honestly, the only thing we can really do. Like, sure, I could increase top speed this thing has. But the other question is it worth it for essentially making it a driver? I cannot really commentate at these speeds. I think I made a mistake with the gearbox. The third gear is too long relative to second gear. Oh, I just blew the engine up by hitting the rev limiter. Oh. Yeah, I just blew the engine. It's very possible if this car was just that killed the engine. Twice hitting the rev limiter was enough to just kill it. Just got ended. RIP engine. Why length in second gear to compensate for a third. I think I just lengthen it slightly. First 2 seconds anyway, you fucking bollocks. Yep. So, let's try this again. Perhaps I should do a slow lap. But honestly, we'll probably... why do I drop out of the refs every time now? Like, I couldn't chain the... So now I have a slide from the first to second. What's probably also not happening is down the straight running at 11,000 RPM. Because that is probably also above the safe RPM. Yeah, let's see. Perhaps the engine blows in the middle of this run, so... Okay, in this area it's now gotten horrible with second gear. Definitely need to lengthen first to use it, yeah. But I don't think we can do any third lap on this qualifying setup. Why? Because, well, the engine will probably expire at that point. It will be expired for completing that lap, and also the tires are probably toast at that point. Even though they're holding up pretty well to qualifying. rev range. A 2 minute 22. Ah. But yeah, with better setup and bigger balls, I may be able to drive faster than this. Honestly, this was hard enough. Oh boy. And oh yeah, by the way, the fuel consumption of this car was way better than the Group C car. Which is very fucking weird to say. Like this car just did in its lab a 4.75 liters. I think the balancing of the fuel consumption isn't yet completed. Yeah, now, what did we have else? I don't know, is it watching at this point? Oh yeah, right, I wanted to drive a car at night for this track. Why? Because I can. And because we're already the next day and I'm mad. I'm not mad at anybody, but I'm just mad. I'm a mad scientist mad. So, now I need to quickly configure something. When is start time? Oh, 2 PM, that is a bitch. Well, let's say we go for like 3:30 AM. It's probably still fucking fully 4 AM, right? Perhaps we have a sunrise at that point. 4 AM usually a sunrise, at least in the summer months now. I don't know the configuration about this track. This is, let's say, interesting perhaps. Okay, well, you guys, your night lighting doesn't work too well. There aren't no stars. This is fucking scary. Okay, I broke the track. Honestly, sorry, I broke the track. Yeah, this isn't how night should work. This isn't how this is supposed to work. I'm sorry, but this is now supposed to work. Shouldn't show the behind the scenes stuff. That's confidential, but that's normal stuff. Yeah, it's still drive it. I mean, I'm here. 24 hours around this track, like I expected it. Perhaps it's just saving because it's not driving. Yeah, this. I have a feeling the reason why these things falsely shaded is that they work through that. But this car is really hard to drive. It's infamous. Oh yeah, and I forgot to set the correct steering wheel ratios because essentially it's weird for me to drive because the animation doesn't match reality. That was a bit way too early braking. On the other hand, this is what the car does on the braking, so pardon me. As I have my reasons for this car. Oh yeah, and some things are weird. The LED is a bit wrong setup for some things. Perhaps also intentionally just to make it so load computers can run and this is how it's supposed to work. But yeah, when you're driving it, it's actually not looking too bad. It's just the fucking pitch lane is not good. Like that shit ain't good. Yeah, let me quickly fix the steering ratio. Because now when I turn my wheel upside down, it's also upside down in game. Turn it on lock, it's also on lock. This is the problem when your animation doesn't match. It's driving a fucking scary night. I'm actually interested if it has rain effects, probably not. But I'm not driving this car in the rain. Okay, I've actually tried doing that at some point on the Nordschleife. Didn't turn out too well. But I mean, this thing is fast. I'm doing 290 down here. I'm doing 300k at this point. This is fucking fast and it's understeery. And because of that, it's scary because this is a 70s car. So just give yourself that. This car drives 300k on this straightaway. The F1 cars that it drove did 290. And they do that about even when you put on 8 wing. Like, they don't gain actually that much top speed. And this thing, stock setup, does that. Just makes you think. And this is 1971. And the others are 1975 and 1976 F1 cars. So I'm kind of interested to see which one is faster. Probably F1 cars, because they have the cornering. And this doesn't have any cornering ability, but it's fast. Probably F1 cars have also the edge in acceleration and stuff. And so... well, that's a clean spin out. Like, I avoided crashing into the wall there. Let's take my goal for the free driving again. Hope the tires will cool down soon. Like, that flashing up is not good. Yeah, when you drive by the pit lane it doesn't look too bad. Then again, they only use rF2 to light the track, and this... Whoa, that was a mistake on Lex level. Jesus Christ. I should have taken way more inside line. For this car you need to take every inch of racetrack you can get. Yeah, and night lines, it quite looks good. Question is actually when the sun rises here. You will drive out of the pit lane, doesn't work. Like, the optics by driving by, fine. In the pit lane, I definitely see something is wrong here. That was too late. Let's turn around, run off area, and Oh yeah, and this car has brake bias adjustments for reasons. I don't know if the real one actually had them. Probably they included it because endurance. And like, not in IRL, but this mod includes it because this car's built for endurance racing, and it's kind of hard to do that without brake bias adjustments. Makes it quite hard for that. The 5-speed, which is very cool. Just really the poser shit 5-speed gearbox at the time. Nope, that was hard impact. I need to brake earlier for that corner, seriously. Way earlier. I'm starting to mount up the mistakes, and this is an indication I'm getting tired. Like I have had it and I started to fall asleep during sim racing. I haven't fallen asleep while doing sim racing ever. That's not a thing I've ever had. Like straight up slapped. That's not a thing. But definitely when you're doing races at 50-minute race around Indianapolis at the road course layout 2007 with GTE cars, and you aren't particularly racing somebody directly position, you don't need to do a pit stop anyway because gods, suspension is knocked again. Oh fuck, I can continue. So the more we continue on, as long as there's at least a wheel on the car. And if there's only the driver's wheel. Nah, I'm still doing more. Probably one of the most difficult cars today, except perhaps the Benetton F1 car. That was incredibly hard to drive. Like the Group C wasn't actually that hard to drive. It's very planted. The F1 cars weren't hard to drive as well. This is quite hard to drive. Honestly, it's quite challenging. Brakes, please. Yeah, brakes worked. Yeah, sure, we have a damaged car. It's definitely inking in one direction. Please don't do that, car. That was a horrible band. Don't do that. Yeah. This car is scary. Back the wall twice through there. Because controlled slowing down is overrated with this car. Because we need all the top speed for our Le Mans victory. Mini straights are long, but they aren't a full Mustang straight for which this car was built. Or for the Nürburgring straight. I mean, mainly for the Mustang straight, not for anything else. Like even on Nürburgring it doesn't work because you have so many corners on that track. This one has comparatively low amounts. Nürburgring is essentially a giant set of just winding path. Like, fuck those Japanese hill climbs. The Nürburgring, that's where the corner's at. Also probably has less track width. No! Reverse entry didn't work. Suspension is knackered. So let's get this over with. Oh god. Should pick first gear. Let's get to the line, see what we did. There's a lot of seconds in this. So what did we do? A 49. So essentially as fast at this point as 90s, late 80s, early 90s Australian touring cars. Buffest 2000 touring cars. And the Evo DTM, which was 47. And I mean, these 3 seconds are definitely in this track, because my... but this way I'm not getting them. Yeah. What driving annoys this thing is, not bad. Yeah, we wanted to step this thing to the final step. I will probably not be able to totally drive it anymore. I think I can take a touring car reviver card. Of course, we take the true Skyline. It's actually not that fast. Maybe we could use the Volvo, right? Alright, it's a bit boring. Oh, we have DTM Volvos as well. Well, that is a pleasant surprise, I would say. Yeah, touring car revival mod has quite some interesting sets. So, for example, we know the Nissan thing is built for the ATCC, which is Australian. We'll open the M3 with also a DTM version of that thing. I can drive the Evo edition, which, as I spoke about, has some problems with key ratios. So essentially we can build a DTM field with this car. This car set. Honestly, we can. And those are specifically Bathurst cars. 630. Australian touring cars. Sierra is then also only an Australian touring car. Except there's a BTCC version. And then miscellaneous, or whatever that was for. Ah, here we have a DTM version of the Sierra. I mean, you can pick here through quite a few I mean, this mod contains 3 different championships. BTCC contains quite a few things. Let me actually open. It's like which surprising. Yeah, I'm pressing it. Surprisingly, it's the same. Yeah, he didn't use it yet. So... Oh, right, I need to do something. I need to do something, and it is... let me just do something. I mean, I can share it quickly on stream. No, I didn't want to move my game capture down, but I want to switch to desktop. So, my dashboard. So, yeah, we have this now on stream. I need to position it. My dashboard isn't showing through. So, because, should I show my DMs? I can show my DMs then. Harmless. That isn't. that isn't harmless. That isn't too harmless. But yeah, when you essentially go here, like, what's... It's like, okay, well, yeah. So, I expect him not to see this video. I thought it a bit better. Yeah. My spelling is horrible and I can't see the corrections because it's underneath my fucking dashboard. So, so, I mean, I exposed myself as a fucking degenerate, but I mean, I am one. This isn't even a fucking lie anymore. Like, I am one. Okay, well, let's do the final car today. Drive a Rover. Is there a DTM version? Let's take a fucking Rover DTM around Maastricht. Because why not? It's DTM, it's awesome. Yeah, it's DTM, it's awesome. Whatever. Actually, how many? Still nobody watched it, so that's good. Nobody saw me essentially talking that through. Well. So, oh, I still had night. Right. I wanted to change the settings. So we go a few hours later, 6 a.m. It should be day at that point. If it isn't, I will be slightly pissed. What did you just do? What? Well, I need to finish my story. Do I have still water? Yes, I have. I'm not drying out. This is... I think, where are we in terms of hours? Oh, it's still night, so you're telling me that... Yeah, we're... So now. Oh yeah, right, I forgot to actually switch scene. No, not the please wait. It's at least raining, so at least that worked, but holy shit, at 6 a.m. the fucking day starts long. Can't tell me this is fucking in winter months. Ah, I'm swearing already. We need to, of course, put rain tires on because, well, anything else is suicide. It will be very interesting to drive, let's say that. Let's drive, shall we? Oh yeah, I'm now in practice instead of... And these cars also have a... Like even 8 a.m. it's quite... Probably also not help that it's... raining. But the headlights don't do much. This is rFactor. At the moment the track's wettening. Slight problem is that this car doesn't have support for the new rain model, so it essentially doesn't wet the windscreen. It's a fairly old car. Oh yeah, I forgot this thing has the 5-speed gearbox. We're already hitting the ref limiter. But it's seemingly it's correctly set up the track so it doesn't rain in the tunnel. Like, the track is completely dry down there, which is great, as you can see from behind. I don't know if this thing is all-wheel drive. I would need to open caster for that. Actually, didn't I have that open quite some time? And that was a wall. The track is probably still not really wet. Frame rate is struggling at the 60s. On YouTube you won't see that because I'm recording at 30, but I'm noticing the drops. Like, it's really obvious to me. Bomb, that was a hard impact. Yeah, suspension is quite knacked at this point. Let's return quickly to the pit lane. Wow. Yeah, right, if I press out it pauses the game. I wanted to rain a bit more, so we actually have a fully wet track. Just switch off the engine. Let the ignition turn on. Then neutral, and it's interesting with 3 RPM for some reason. Could be how they slight error in the car setup, so it doesn't completely stall out. Usually something you see in... Wait a second, it could be because it's old engine model. Right, I mean it's an old car, so it's probably old engine model, so... What do I do here? Let's wait a bit till it's fully rained in. It's saying 92% wet, 93. Yeah, I think we can fire at this point, just go for it. Probably wet enough. That's what she said. We'll be in aquaplaning fun rides. And of course the reflections on the racetrack don't work because the racetrack isn't up to par. Oh god, it's out of it. Luckily down here, it's completely grippy. Because we're in the dry section. On the other hand, we're hitting now the ref limiter, because I haven't corrected that thing. No, this is way too fast, way too fast, way too fast. Oh god, that was way too fast. And the suspension is completely knackered. Like, I think in a dry you could get away with it, but I forgot again, these cars get really fast down these straights. The Rover looks extremely ugly. Has that been mentioned ever? No, it hasn't been. Now it's done. So, great. From the world of service. Said that the Rover is ugly. Oh god, how the gear ratios work in this thing. It's an old gearing file. Which, if it hasn't been set yet, they are fucking shit. I think the only one that is ever useful was the of the DW12 IndyCar. But they literally spammed so many gears in that thing, it's like, how could this thing not work? Driving in the rain is quite a challenge. Now we're at least not hitting the ref limiter. On the other hand, this car will be way faster, now it's scary. Oh yeah, I haven't noticed the car's fairly slow actually on the strip, but could be because we're using rain tires at this point. Whatever. Let's figure out how fast the Rover can do a lap in aquaplaning. Or how fast this makeshift German boat can do things. The German boat touring championship. It's not a German boat, but it's... Oh god! Jesus! Just on the straight, it just ripped the rear around. Okay, this is quite... I should take this more seriously. On the other hand, I'm tired. I think I will go to bed now. Time back to where I want everything. The Rover is the Rover, and it's not particularly the greatest thing ever. The PTCC car. The good old Volvo estate. I think it would be awesome if we had that, honestly. Ah, we don't have that. It's sad. It'd be nice to have that thing. The thing is quite fucking amazing. It's like giant estate car. Which is just completely fucking OP. Yeah, the Nissan was only... Yeah, they had actually a class 3 car with it. But it probably got banned. That thing. The Nissan got banned and shit quite a few times. Yeah, we're done now with this thing. Goodness. So now let's end this. I need to go to bed at this point. I need to wake up in about 8 hours. 7 more. It's more 7 hours. So yeah. I will hit the bed now. So you can see the no person that is watching. Oh, actually somebody's watching. So I can't say no person's watching. Tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow if you raise an SRGP, the VW Fun Cup, which I still need to make the skins for. That's still a thing I need to do. I've gotten anywhere with with that one skin. Perhaps I'm not making two, perhaps I'm just using that skin and I'm making it for somebody else as well. Well, it's my issues and I'm not solving them tonight. We're solving them tomorrow. Or more today. Because it's past 12.